NHI board continuing its information campaign on Grand Bahama. Young business owners in the West voicing concerns. And a local church focusing on the structure of the family.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Officials of the National Health Insurance Authority clearing the air on misinformation about NHI as another meeting was held on Grand Bahama last evening. Residents in the Freeport area also getting an opportunity to give their input on the National Health Insurance Plan as the proposed implementation date for the new scheme is just a few months away. Rumiko Knowles has our top story.
Scores of residents from the Freeport community gathering at the Church of the Ascension in Lucaya to learn about the newly proposed benefits for the National Health Insurance System. Managing Director for the NHI Authority, Graham Whitmarsh, says that there are three things that he would like Bahamians to take away from the National Health Insurance Forum. The first being that they are not looking to tax anyone.
Those that are working who will be required to purchase the new National Health Insurance Program will be making a contribution to their own private health insurance, and that money will go straight to a private health insurance company. The second thing is, if you're not working, you'll get your National Health Insurance benefits free of charge. You'll come and register with NHI and we will provide you those benefits without any payment. The third thing is, if you have an existing health policy, we're going to strengthen that policy. For the standard health benefit, you will no longer have a copay, you will no longer have a deductible, and those conditions will not be able to be treated as a pre-existing condition, which may preclude you from getting insurance in the future.
Graham says that they have heard the concerns of the small business community in Grand Bahama as it relates to the economy, and he has asked for them to provide suggestions on how they can resolve those matters. Expressing her concern as a small business owner, member of the Small Business Association, Alex Thompson, says that she is definitely for a national health insurance plan for the entire Bahamas. However, she wanted to know how it is going to affect them.
What the meeting did tonight is it made us more aware of what it really is, and the changes that the government is making are actually positive changes. Now, the concern that I have as a small business owners is what it's going to cost. That is the bottom line. And the great thing about what happened here tonight is the representative was able to encourage us that, listen, the government is open for ideas, they're open for change, they're open for our comments and our concerns, because it's not laid in stone what is going to happen.
Bradley Umbrista is now a member of NHI. He says that as a retiree, undergoing surgery for prostate cancer prior to a health scheme was very costly, as he was not insured. Umbrista says had NHI been in effect, it would have been very helpful to him.
Health is fundamental to any nation, and health is not cheap. And if what it means is those who have more have to give more, and those who have less can't give as much. And like you said, once the cost is shared across the nation, it should be affordable.
Pastor of the Church of God Fairfield, Bishop Leslie Woodside, supports the National Health Program.
I am 100% for it. Man, if we can spend $5? How much it costs? $5 per bottle for collect, right? Throw a couple collect or SANs on the side per month, or two or three packs of cigarette, and then pay $42, and you're covered.
Meetings will now take place in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, Long Island, and New Providence. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Rumiko Knowles.
A local union executive appealing to the government to find new ways to promote economic growth before implementing additional taxes on the Bahamian people. Shashina Roe-Farquharson reports.
Labor leader Quentin LaRota says the Bahamian people cannot afford another tax, especially the people of Grand Bahama.
These proposed taxes like the sin tax, and what the government is doing is they propose to pay for NHI with a 2% tax on all salaries. And then in addition to that, Dr. Dwayne Sands say we need to consider, government to consider imposing a sin tax. They'll tax alcohol, tobacco and sodas.
He said, simply put, this is too much too soon.
The only tax the Bahamian really paid was custom tax, the import tax. And then you introduced VAT 3 years ago. Then you introduce an increase in VAT. You introduce, there's an increase in national insurance. Then you want to do a payroll tax. That's way too much. average worker can't take that. You stifle in the economy, particularly in Grand Bahama, where jobs are few and scarce in between. Small businesses growing, in fact, they dying more than growing. There's high unemployment, and there's a tax the people who are working even more.
The union executive adds that the government should not continue to tax the middle class.
To actually decrease taxes in certain areas, try to stimulate the economy, try to cause economic growth, try to attract some foreign investment to spur the economy on, and you increase your tax base through economic growth. And then if you can't do all of these things that the society is requiring of you, have a mature conversation with your citizenry. Let them know there's only so much income that you're taking in. These are the things that you have to do with the income, and so there must be priority. And then the leadership must show the sacrifice. You see, the average person would be willing to take a sacrifice if they believe that the leaders are making a sacrifice. So you think it needs to start from the top? Yeah, it starts from the top. The leader set the example. If you tell me I have to make a sacrifice and get less from the government, then you got to make some sacrifice. You got to cut your travel expense, your personal emoluments. Any increase for you is out of the question, because you setting the example of the sacrifice.
And he notes that now is not the time for persons to sit idly by while these taxes are being imposed.
We have to make the opinions, the concerns, the struggles of our members and the working people known, because at the end of the day, they were elected to help the people, or to put the people in a position where they can better help themselves. And so we can't be silent.
Shashina Roll-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, a group of young business owners in the 8 Mile Rock community are speaking out tonight against some members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. They claim that they were treated with great disrespect while trying to earn an honest living. Italia Hall has the details.
These 3 young men say after learning trades like welding and carpentry through the Fresh Start program, they came together and opened a car wash in 8 Mile Rock called Drip Off Car Wash 1 year ago. Adrian Lang says they all built the car wash, and they also provide opportunities for other young men in the community who aren't working.
Work, jobs around the place, we still get bills. So we decided to open up a car wash on family property.
But LPTO Thompson says sometime last week, while cleaning cars, some police officers showed up and were very rude to the young entrepreneurs. They claimed that they were handcuffed on the ground and the officers were using foul language.
It was a demeaning feeling, because all us as young boys, all us have trade, we don't do no crime, and so I ain't feel they had the need to do that. Everyone just on there trying to make $1, because crime tonight, we ain't trying to raise it up.
The young businessmen admit that the police officers closed their business that day because they did not present a business license. However, Shane Roll says while they understand that they need to be properly licensed, they have an issue with the way the crackdown was done.
I didn't really feel that they had to come there with all that aggressiveness, and they gotta come and talk to us like a man and say, what do you all have here to show up amid this building, because roof over the head. We can understand as we not to get handcuffed up. We feel like we're fugitives, like we running from something.
8 Mile Rock resident Van Dyke Hepburn says he heard about the incident and it is troubling. He believes that the young man should not have been harassed by police, but rather given an opportunity to obtain the proper documentation to operate.
There's nothing happening around here. There's no job for these young men to do. They now took the initiative to open up a car wash, something that is positive in the community. They're not causing no problem. They're not going, like he said, they're not going and robbing nobody. They need to have a job. They need to have money.
Now these young men say all they want to do is be productive citizens in society and make an honest living without being harassed. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Now we have a response tonight from the police on those claims. Police Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent Teresita Pinder says a business license must be clearly visible in any business establishment. And she says if police officers arrive on the premises of any business, merchants must be able to produce a business license to officers as proof that they are operating within the confines of the law. She adds that police officers are only carrying out their mandate, which is to enforce all laws in a professional manner at all times. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.